Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning into this week's episode of Jim Makes a Cartoon. This is Jim, and I'm making a cartoon. Well, sort of. I'm actually putting together the end card for Dictator Cat. As you can see, I'm putting together a rough draft in Affinity Photo. Right now, I'm experimenting with both Affinity Photo and Pixelmator for stuff like my rough drafts and templates. Though right now, I am leaning a little bit more towards Pixelmator because it's a bit more user-friendly. Although I will say Affinity Photo seems like it's much more powerful. Anyway, I ended up going with a modified version of this template, and as you can see, I actually ended up copying a lot of elements for the same end card that I use in this blog here. That's because I wanted things to be relatively consistent. I'm actually using a lot of tips from the YouTube Best Practices document provided by Frederator. They've got a lot of really handy hints there, so I'm adding a few ideas I came up with on my own. I'm using Motion 5 to create this title card, since I use Final Cut Pro to do all of my editing, and Motion 5 is designed to integrate with Final Cut. So putting this end card in is just as simple as inserting another video clip. I started using the new cards links almost immediately after they launched. If you're still not familiar with what a card is, you can check it out by clicking the link in the upper right corner right now. And what I like about cards is that they are a lot easier to put together than annotations are. And of course the fact that they'll appear on mobile devices, which when I look at my analytics apparently accounts for about half of the traffic on this channel. And whenever you click on the letter I in the upper right corner, no matter where you are in the video, it shows a list of all the links you've posted. And so I designed this end card based on that, so if somebody were to tap on that letter I, it would actually cover up the annotations almost perfectly, thus creating a somewhat streamlined experience. And of course I just had to put a starburst in there because apparently I'm obsessed with that. My wife pointed out that I use the starburst in a lot of my promo art, such as my current user avatar as well as the channel art and Facebook cover art. Now, I mentioned the videos on the right hand side. I put these in using these elements called drop zones. A drop zone, when put into an editing program, allows you to drop a clip or image into existing footage. This allows me to potentially change the video clips in each end card every single time if I want to. And for this particular end card, I am taking a page directly out of the YouTube Best Practices document and having my main character actually tell people to click on the different links. And I believe it's actually starting to work. I actually got a slightly higher viewer retention rate after I posted the first Dictator Cat video. So that just goes to show you how important end cards can be. As I'm trying to build an audience, I'm testing out lots of different strategies. I think right now my goal is going to be to have, let's say, 200 subscribers by the end of the year. I think I could do that. The next step, besides tweaking my end cards and such, is to really tackle social media and take it a bit more seriously, which is a lot harder than it might seem. Honestly, I have to make a confession here. I'm not very good at being a friend. I don't hang out with lots of people in my off hours. I'm terrible at writing letters and emails. It's just not something that really comes naturally to me. But to be fair, people don't really tend to get into animation because they're that good at socializing. I mean, I'm a very private person. I tend to keep things very close to my chest, and so that's something I'm just gonna have to start getting over. I've already kind of started that by posting more personal things to my Facebook page. For example, the cat tent that my wife and I built over the weekend. But I think the biggest challenge besides my very introverted tendencies, honestly, is the fact that I don't think a lot that goes on in my life is that interesting. I mean, making cartoons is literally the most interesting thing about me. Everything else is pretty milquetoast. So I guess that leads me to the question this week: how do you use your social media? Do you like to post a lot of things, or are you really just kind of a passive viewer? Tell me about it in the comments section. As always, thanks again for watching. Remember to like and subscribe as well, and of course, do like your mom told you and share. I'll see all of you amazing people next week.